Hello, I'm back with another video, and this is a video that I originally was planning to do a video about EA's woes, but then something happened to me this afternoon, or I should say this evening, that really kind of coalesced another idea that I had in the back of my head crystallized into a solid vid idea. Now, this video is going to be about quality and how quality and the business side of the money-making business side of the video game industry is not mutually exclusive. Okay? Now, I'm going to use two diametrically opposed companies. Okay? One's going to be Nintendo, the other one's going to be EA. Okay? Contrast and compare. Okay? Both of these companies make money. Okay? Even EA, with all the bullshit they've been doing, they make money. Now, Nintendo makes their money by putting out a quality product that might not sell like 10 million day one, but over time, like solidly sells 10, 11, 12 million over its lifetime, over its entire life cycle, and even after the console has stopped being supported by Nintendo. Case in point, people are still buying Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 and Metroid Prime 3. They're still buying these games. As a matter of fact, I bought Return to Dreamland on the Wii. People are still buying these games. Almost full price, or at full price, or almost full price. Years after the system after they initially came out. And the Wii is no longer being supported by Nintendo. People are still buying it. Think about that. Okay. EA makes their money by putting out flash-in-the-pan titles that sell a lot over like 1, 2, 3 months, and then kind of pan out to nothing afterwards. So, like, they'll put out Crisis 3. It'll sell a lot for the first month and a half, 2 months. And then, you know, I don't think anyone's buying that unless it's on a Steam sale now. Or they go and they get it used from GameStop or whatever. Both of these companies make money. Now, Nintendo has been in business far longer than EA. They have been in business for 120 years. They've been in the video game business for 30 years, okay? 30 years. 30 years in the home console, handheld, and video game business. Now, Nintendo is very unique, okay? There used to be, you know, they not only do they make games, they make hardware to go with their games. And the two work together hand in hand. This is also how they make money. Okay? Now, both methods of making money, EA's just put out something and hope it sells a lot and take the money and run, versus Nintendo's, this is a quality product and people will buy it continuously. So it's like a steady money stream over like years. Both of these methods work, okay? I would put more faith in Nintendo's method because just from a consumer standpoint, you get more value you get more bang for your buck. But EA's method works too. Now, this brings me to my first point of contention, okay? Many people in this gaming community hate Michael Pachter, or they don't take anything he says seriously. And to that I say, as a gamer, you're right, okay? Michael Pachter does not understand the video gaming industry from the viewpoint of a gamer, or even like he doesn't see things from the point of a consumer. He sees things from the point of an investor, like someone who's putting their money in a video game company. And, I mean, you know, if you're going to make your money, if you're going to invest in a company, listen to Michael Pachter. He knows what he's talking about in those regards. But when it comes to the, you know, when you're the meta game, when I say the meta game, I mean the overarching game of what's going on. For example, okay, let me put it this way. Let's say that the video game industry is... What's a very good analogy? The video game industry is a game of chess, okay? But let's say each piece is, right, like, or I should say each company is like a chessboard, okay? A game of chess being played. But the video game industry itself is a fucking tournament. There's multiple players, there's multiple games going on. There's a overarching scoring going on there, okay? And let's say that, let's put it this way. Nintendo's been playing this game for 30 years. Microsoft only about 10, 15, well wait, let's say 13 years, okay? Okay, 15 years, 15 years. Sony, almost 20 years, okay? But Nintendo's been here the longest. Atari would have been older, but Atari fell apart in one of the games right before Nintendo came in, okay? Now, someone like Michael Pachter is looking at individual games, okay? He's looking at the individual plays that are being made. And that's important, okay? That can tell you who's going to win that game. But the overall tournament, Michael Pachter has no concept of what's going on in the overall tournament. No idea. If he did, he would clearly tell you that Xbox hasn't won a tournament yet. As a matter of fact, most of their games that they thought they were winning, they wound up losing all of their pieces and getting checkmated. Sony actually had a pretty good record in their first tournament, but the subsequent tournaments they've lost. It was a double KO. The only clear-cut winner in all of them was Old Man Nintendo. But Michael Pachter doesn't understand that, because Michael Pachter is looking at individual games and not at the overall tournament. Now that brings me to my second point of contention. How this is important to the business, why my chess analogy works. If you're looking at a business, when they tell you to start a business, for example, when I started my business 2.5 years ago, they told us to make a 5-year plan, okay? Like, first you do a 5-year plan, then you do a 10-year plan, then you do a 15-year plan, and so on and so forth. 5-year increments, right? Basically, where you see your business going, okay? Now, luckily for me, when I went and got my loan, along with my 3 partners, well, not 3, 2 partners, there's 3 of us, my 2 partners, and we got our loan to open our business, we basically, they wanted to do like a business plan that would, like a loan and a business plan that had us immediately succeeding. I told them that that was a pipe dream and we needed to write in, when things weren't going to be going well. So we took out a bigger loan than we wanted initially, double the loan. Initially we wanted to do $250,000, and then we wound up doing a $500,000, so $500,000. And basically, if we hadn't have taken out that $500,000 loan, we'd be screwed, because our first year we did bad. People were stealing from the machines. We didn't have enough customers. We could not keep good help. But slowly but surely, I mean, one night, I was in the back of my business, looking at the financials, and almost tears were, I was holding back tears in my eyes, because I thought we were going to go out of business, and I was going to be like, I was going to have lose my house, because my house is, at the time, I had maybe $200,000 equity in it. This was during the housing crisis, but I was lucky. I came into some inheritance money, so I was able to pay off a little bit more on my house, but the overall value had gone down, and I took out a loan on my house in order to get some of the equity out in order to help put up collateral for my loan. But anyway, that's aside from the point. I was like, I'm gonna have to go go back and live with my parents if this business doesn't work out. That's gonna be, oh man, it's hard to get laid in your parents' house. You can't throw down like you want to in your parents' house, okay? But that's aside from the point. Business-wise, Nintendo has been in the video game business for 30 years, has been in business for 120 years. Do you honestly think that a company that has been in business for that long hasn't learned a thing or two about running a successful business? Think about it. Now, that brings me to my third point. Basically, you know, the business side of things is that these companies are in business to make money, okay? Now, you know, EA is in business to make money. How do they make their money? By basically releasing quick flash-in-the-pan games, microtransactions up the ass, DLC, on-disc DLC, mobile games with pay-to-win. You know, I mean, that's what EA does. Nintendo, you know, like I said, steady. But, I mean, regardless of what method they use to make their money, they're all in business to make money, and they all have a long-term plan. At least we hope they have a long-term plan as to how they're going about their business. Now, that brings me to my conclusion. This is good, by the way. It's orange juice mixed with Jim Beam cherry liqueur. Very good. Cherry bourbon, cherry liqueur, infused bourbon. It's very good. It's even better with Coke, but I don't feel like going out to my car because it's 19 friggin' degrees outside getting my cherry Coke, so you'll just have to deal with this. But anyway, that leads me to my final, to my conclusion. Nintendo, and this is a business. The video game industry is a business. It's not as big as the movie industry. Don't believe the bullshit that people will tell you. It's bigger than the movie industry. No, it isn't. You want to know why? Because the bigger studios can afford to have 2, 3, 4, 5 flops and still make money through other methods. Like, they can put them on DVD, make their money back. They can put them on Blu-ray, make their money back. They can put them on digital distribution, make their money back. They can put them overseas, make their money back. If a game is a flop, it's a flop almost everywhere. Like, Knack is a flop everywhere. It hasn't even broken 1 million. I don't think. I think it's maybe sold 400,000. Period. Worldwide. That is a flop. Okay? I think Wonderful 101, if it hasn't broken 1 million, it's close. Okay? I don't think that game took 1 million to make. So if it sells 1 million, it made its money back. It was profitable, okay? But that's aside from the point. So this is a business, okay? And no matter what business says, says whatever it wants to say, you know, whichever dichotomy you go with, the flash-in-the-pan EA or the slow and steady Nintendo business model, these businesses are in business to make money, okay? Like, it's cool that I have arcade machines at my business, and, you know, that I can go in there and just play games for whatever I wanted. But if I never opened my business for business and had customers coming in, buying booze, soft drinks, food, you know, having parties and stuff like that, I would not be able to make money. I could not afford my house note. My car's paid off, but couldn't afford my house note. I couldn't have paid off my student loans. None of that. So, you know, couldn't pay back my parents because they gave me a loan. But anyway, couldn't afford any of that. So businesses are in business to make money. Number two, no matter what people may tell you, you know, don't listen to analysts because they're looking at things from strictly an investor's point of view. You have to look at things, you have to think of you have to put yourself in the shoes of your customer. I mean, I'll have a future video coming up where I talk about why not listening to your customers is a very bad idea, especially in video games or the video game industry. Number three, ultimately, um, you know, all of these companies have a long-term plan as to how they're running things. They're thinking far ahead, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years in advance, okay? If you're looking at things just month to month, you don't understand what's going on. A lot of these companies, like I said, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. So that brings me to my conclusion, which is, a lot of companies are going to be releasing console sales numbers, video game sales numbers, and we're going to say, oh, it's abysmal, or oh, that's great. Look, don't think of this in terms of 1 year, 2 years. This is 5, 10, 15 years down the road. Think long term. Okay, this is the end of this video. I wanted it to be kind of short, but unfortunately, I like to talk. So, that's the end of this video. Now, if any of you guys who see this video, subscribe, share, rate, comment, all that fun stuff. But also, I'll be having a questionathon where I'll be answering as many questions as I possibly can. I'll be leaving a link in the description to my discussion page where you can put in whatever question that you would like to ask me. And I'll answer it during the questionathon. So I'll leave a link, click on that, put whatever question you want to ask me, and that'll be great. Cheerio!